Yeah, before we start with bowl practice and how that's going, I just want to pass along our thoughts and prayers to the Leach family and everybody that's been coached by Coach Leach and has coached for Coach Leach. Coach Leach was just an iconic, bigger-than-life figure, brilliant football mind that made the world a whole lot brighter. And having getting to know Coach in my Pac-12 days, it saddens all our hearts as coaches because he taught us a lot, taught us how to be a leader, taught us how to have fun within the game, and he taught us a lot about the game itself, and the success that he's had within it was just legendary. So I know the world is honoring him, and I'd just like to take a moment to do that. We're really excited. It's been a great week of preparation. Just finished up practice number 4. We've got 2 more practices before we do Christmas break, and then we'll come back next week to have a couple practices here in town before reporting to the great city of Montgomery and having an unbelievable opportunity at postseason play against a really good Buffalo team. We've had the opportunity to scout them in all 3 phases. Extremely well-coached football team that you could see get better and better without the year. Watching that Akron game, what an exciting game for them. To be able to get to postseason, 2 teams that really fought to get here, and now are reaping the rewards of postseason play. So we're excited about the opportunity and look forward to it. So with that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Coach, the health of the team right now, I know you've had a little bit of time to maybe heal some things up. Who is at what stage right now, if you can give us that information?
Yeah, we're trying to get some guys back. Right now it looks extremely similar to what we had in that App State game. I do think that Marcus Sanders is getting closer. He has been practicing. He's been battling a turf toe, and at that position, obviously it is hard at that position. Justin Ellis was a warrior in that game, and it suffered a little bit of stingers in that game, so he's recovering from that. We expect him to be ready for the game, as well as Gerald Green. He will be. He's started to do some functional football movement today. Look good. He'll practice. Just movement the next 2 days. See where his confidence level is, and I'll be able to give you a little bit clearer picture. But besides that, and that's about where we're at.
OJ.
Yeah, I tell you what, OJ is feeling a lot better. I should have said that. Yeah, OJ is practicing full speed, looks good. We'll continue to monitor him, but I see no setback or no regression. If it stays status quo, I would expect him to be ready for the game.
Obviously, playing Buffalo, it's you've got the immediate storyline with Kyle. What has he been able to bring you from being the signal caller there? I know it's a little bit different, but there's a lot of the same people there that were there when he was there.
Yeah, they do have, like he said, man, what a great opportunity to, play your last game amongst friends and former teammates and get to see those guys. They have had some transition, a lot of transition over the last 2 years. So, like he said, it's about half the guys that he knows and half the guys that are new. I really commended him because he wanted that one more opportunity for postseason play. He's putting a stamp on a stellar last year, and this is his opportunity in the postseason to kind of put a stamp on his resume for NFL scouts and put a stamp on his legacy here at Georgia Southern. So it didn't really matter who the opponent was. I know that he was really looking forward to it. It's just an added benefit when you get to play amongst friends and former teammates and get to see them too. And that's what happens in football a lot of times, especially when you move on to the NFL. A lot of those guys you've played with or played against a lot of your life, and this will be one of those times.
Do you feel like there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, or let me show you what I can do now.
Yeah, he's had a chip the whole season, to be honest with you. When we had the opportunity to sign Kyle, I remember sitting up in the offensive staff room, and Coach Ellis and I had him on speakerphone, the whole offensive staff, and when he said he was coming, you would have think we were all sixth graders dancing around. We were so excited because we knew what we had. And he's had that chip on his shoulder to prove that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And you look up and you see the number of yards and what he's been able to accomplish. He's proven that. And here's another opportunity on national TV, only game on ESPN, to go play that. So, yeah, I think there's a chip on his shoulder, but it's really a chip to show who he is and what he's about.
Coach, obviously this time of year, transfer portal impacts everybody in some way, shape, or form. I saw Derek's announcement. First of all, do you know if he's going to be playing in the bowl game? And secondly, just generally, what are those conversations like when you have players?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We've got great kids here, and they really like it here. So we've we haven't had many in the portal. I think this is our first one, as a matter of fact. And for Derek, Derek is a great football player, a graduate of this university. Now I got to put the sash over top of him at our athletic ceremony for him, and so I credit him for being a great teammate while he was here. He's chosen to look at other prospects within the portal and beyond, and as a graduate and somebody that has served our football team through the season, I'll support him. He did everything for this football team. He's not going to play in the bowl game, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's been great for our locker room. He's been great for Georgia Southern. He's honored this football team, and now I wish him nothing but the best in moving forward.
Seems like the biggest storyline from the App State game going forward into this was how many walk-ons, how many second, third stringers really stepped up when they were called upon. I remember Kirby Smart talking yesterday about how valuable these bowl practices are for those guys to get reps, and I was wondering what that looked like from your perspective. Do you feel like some of those guys who are maybe now taking first-team reps have taken some steps forward in the last week or two?
Yeah, definitely. It's really been an investment through the entire season, starting in training camp. You saw it, even in training camp, how important two-spotting certain segments are as you grow guys within the system. Having two different scale going on, having two different team periods going on, and then our Sunday, what we call our ATS sessions, which is advanced training sessions. The guys that have a ton of plays in a game will come in and get a little bit of strength and conditioning, and we take those guys that had limited reps to no reps and continue to develop them on Sundays because we know their time is coming and their opportunity is coming. And it was just a culmination of a lot of investment all the way through the season that all of a sudden you look up and there's Ezra Archie, who has one catch on the year, and then he goes out there and has 7 and makes a game-winning one. You see 3 running backs that had not touched the ball, all season, and their first time to step out there, but had been trained for the moment, and they make 3 touchdowns between them and a huge third and short run by TD, And so you love having the opportunity to be able to see that for kids. They put so much into it. They don't know when their time's coming, and then there it is. And you're either trained or untrained. And our kids in that locker room, each and every one of them is trained.
Coach, there was a noticeable energy out in the practice field just now, outside of riding the high from Appalachian State still. What can you say about just the energy and commitment that the team's bringing out there on the practice field?
Yeah, we have always looked at we don't got to play the game of football, we get to. And we fought like heck to have one more opportunity together. We didn't want it to end. This team is really special. It's laid a really special foundation for the future. And nobody in that locker room, from coaches to players to everybody in the building, all 188 souls, none of us wanted to end. So we fought like heck against a really good quality opponent in App State and earned the right to play in postseason. So we get to go to Montgomery. We get to play a great team in Buffalo, and we get to play together one more time with a team that this team will not be ever again together, and so we cherish that moment together.
Coach, how special is it to become bowl eligible in your first season at Georgia Southern? And what so much do you know about Buffalo going into that matchup?
Yeah, it is special, to be able to, the standard for Georgia Southern is going to be championships, and that's what we have to live up to, the consistency of championship play. But this was a great step forward as far as laying a foundation. But like I've told the guys, understand that this is just one step. The ultimate goal always has to be championships. This is a great reward. And for the guys that donated a year of their life, I think of the Justin Ellises, I think of the Dillon Springers, of the Logan Myers, those guys that said, you know what, Coach, we see the vision. We'd like to be a part of it, and let's ride. Let's go together and let's go try to do something really, really special. I commend them because they worked really hard to get us to this moment. And you look at those guys now; they're going to look back when they're my age, and look back and go, you know what, that team, that 2022 team, I was a part of a Power 5 win. I was part of a top 25 victory. We beat our rivals, and everybody rushed the field, and we got to go be in postseason play and fight for a victory, And so that's a special memory for them. It's a great foundation laid as we continue to progress and move forward.
You had mentioned, Preston had said the Buffalo game itself, X's and O's. What do you expect out of them?
Yeah, very well coached football team. Defensively, majority of 4 down, mixes in a little bit of 3-4. Been really impressed with their defensive personnel across the board. They've got some kids that have even declared for the draft, and they are a quality defense that, just like we've seen in our league, can cause challenges, and I thought they did a great job against Akron, especially down the stretch of keeping themselves in the game and giving them a chance to win at the end. Offensively, a lot like us. They spread the field, they get it to their playmakers, they use a no-huddle offense. Quarterback, I thought, was heroic in the game versus Akron. They did a tremendous job in 2 minutes. They've won a couple close ball games down the stretch. We actually practiced those situations today because when you look at that Akron game, it took a game-winning drive at the end, and you could see their fight, wanting to get to postseason play. So a challenging football team that we'll have to put our best foot forward to try to go 1-0 on the week.
Just one more. Getting back to the transfer portal issue, when you're at USC, you reap the benefits sometimes of a kid wanting to go up a level or go to a Power 5 conference. At the Georgia Southern level, you're watching kids that you've developed that you guys may have taken a chance on, and if they get successful, a lot of times you're going to see them going off to another school. What's that like? That's got to be a little bit frustrating. Not to just mention Derek, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, you go, it's a natural occurrence, and the one thing that I can say about how special this place is and how special it is to those kids in that locker room, you're talking about, we start out with 134 men, and there's 133 men going to the bowl game. That speaks volumes to what this place is and how special it is to our student athletes and how they want to represent it. There's always natural things. I think one of the things that we have that I think is really special is the ability when you look at these kids and with the platform that they get to play on. You look at the next couple of years, they're going to play at Wisconsin, they'll play at Ole Miss, play BYU. You're going to be on a national stage. Plus, you look at the power of this conference, which I think is the premier group of 5 conference that's going to have 2-3 top 25 teams in it each and every year. We hope to be one of them. This is going to gain into a national program, and as we continue to gain, you're going to see less and less attrition, just like you've seen this year. With success, people want to come and people want to be a part of that, and I think that's what you've seen this year. And there's going to be the natural occurrence. Derek's a great football player. I just saw he was ranked one of the top 15 nickel corners in the country, and so he's got his degree. He's given 3 great years as a starter here. I'm going to support him 100%. If he chooses that that's the path that he wants to take, then you support him. He honored our football team with his play this year.
Yeah, I got 2 questions for you, Coach. One is for the other side of the transfer portal for guys you might want to take in. I don't know exactly how much you're looking at that right now, but can you kind of give us a sense of how you might approach that?
Yeah, I've always felt like last year I thought was a good example, and we'll continue to do that. You'll see on signing day that we're still a development team. We want to be able to sign freshmen, and you saw the quality of freshmen that we were able to sign. And I think last year year, that, and I think it was really because of the transfer portal. We chose to go get M.J. Stroud and Deshaun Davis and Marcus Sanders and Dalen Cobb and Jet Thompson, Latrell Bullard. You think about the freshmen, Mark Stampley, that have been out there helping us. I thought the quality came from us recruiting and developing young kids. But we will, at really needed positions, it's our job to produce the best football team possible for next season. And you looked at last year, think about the guys that we acquired. How important was it to go out and get Kyle Vantries? How important was it to get Jeremy Singleton, and be able to acquire that? A Christian Varner coming in and helping us at three technique. Those are men that really provide great reps for us, great experience in their time, and now they're here. We'll do the same thing. You're going to see a number of freshmen sign, but you're also going to see a number. You will see some guys come from the transfer portal that can help us with specific needs that are there. The difference between last year and this year, last year was about belief. They had to believe that we were going to do what we said, and what we were going to do offensively, and what we were going to do defensively, and how successful this team. And we were having to call them. Now they're calling us. They're saying, hey, I'd like to be a part of this. And so it's been neat to see the difference between how much 1 year makes.
And then my final question is, obviously game is the most important part of the trip, but people always kind of look forward to the off-field elements of going to a bowl game. Do you have any idea what the bowl activities are, what you might be doing off the field? Just because I know that is something that a lot of players look forward to.
Yeah, probably the most important thing is just the camaraderie. We get to go to a great city. City of Montgomery is phenomenal. And the bowl, what they're doing for our kids and the events that they're having, it's going to be a fun time. Plus, we add our own little spin on it as far as our university. And I thank Jared for all the wrinkles that he's got planned for these kids and all the bowl gifts that you get. I mean, it's like Christmas every day. We've been up in our team meetings every day, and we're having Andy Harris's 12 Days of Christmas, just a little bowl gift each and every day, and the kids love it. And so we're having fun with it. I hope you saw the energy out there today. It's just the kids are having a blast just with the camaraderie and the brotherhood, and getting a chance to continue to play is special.
Kyle, this team you guys are playing, I've heard you've got some ties there. What was it like when you heard it? Did you have mixed emotions? Were you excited? Were you, what were your thoughts when you saw who you guys were playing?
Yeah, at first I didn't really know what to think, but as I kind of sat there and just kind of thought about the possibilities of it, I started getting pretty excited. Being able to start or finish my career against the team that I started it with, that's pretty cool. And then being able to go and see a bunch of my friends, I still know a lot of those guys on the team. And the coaches still, those are people that helped develop me into the man that I am today. So being able to compete against them this time instead of with them, it'll be a lot of fun.
Been able to give the coaching staff any, help them at all with knowing, I know that's not the same team that you left, but a lot of what their defense and offense can do.
Yeah, well, so they have a new defensive coordinator up there, but still I can help with personnel stuff like some of the guys that I've been up there with a lot. I know a lot about their tendencies, what kind of person, what kind of player they are. So I can give my 2 cents in that regard. And then the only other thing I can talk to is about the culture, the kind of team that it is. And, it's a great team, they're very well coached, a lot of athletes out there, guys that can go out and make plays. So really just comes down to watching film and being able to put our best foot forward and being able to take advantage of some of those tendencies that I've seen personally throughout the years.
Coach said that you kind of play with the chip on your shoulder. I'm going to show you that I'm one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Is there a little bit of playing Buffalo showing them, this is me now. I'm not the same guy maybe that I was there. Now I've got, this. Is there a little bit of that, as you go into the game? Yeah,
I definitely think there's a little bit of it, but my main focus is winning and getting some of these guys here a bowl ring. We've been through a lot of adversity, some injuries here and there. A lot of guys that came back for a 6th year here that I want to be able to send out on top, me included. And being able to play against a team that I was a part of for so many years, it'll only add to the story, and it'll be a lot of fun to go out there and compete.
Kyle, I got to know what is your group text like with the old Buffalo guys? I'm sure your phone was blowing up. Like, what kind of messages were you getting? What were they saying? Like, I gotta know, what was like the immediate reaction from your friends back there when the announcement came?
Yeah, I mean, the group texts are one thing, but a lot of the reactions was, all right, let's go. Like, excited to see you, that kind of stuff. And then there's obviously a little bit of trash talk coming from some of the guys, especially the guys on defense who I'm going to be able to have the chance to finally potentially get hit by. But they're going to have to hit me pretty hard. So, it's a little bit of trash talk, a lot of fun. Those are guys that I still call my brothers. And, when the thing's all over and said and done, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to embrace them, I'm going to hug them, talk to them, see how they're doing. Because, again, those are lifelong relationships that I've built over those last 5 years.
What's the team's mentality and focus, in the practice field, before the big game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another week. Our goal is to go 1-0 on every week, and we don't care who we're playing. And if you were out there at practice, you felt the energy today, and it was really high. Everybody was flying around making plays, locked in on the small things, the details. People are ready to go and experience a bowl game. A lot of guys haven't had that opportunity, and we're just really excited for the opportunity to go to a different place, to play a different team in a mutual site, and be there and experience a bowl week. So,
one of the main storylines from App State was guys who hadn't seen the field often making big-time plays. How has it been building the chemistry with those guys on offense?
Yeah, no, so those guys did a great job all season long of learning from the guys that were getting a lot of those snaps all season and all off season. So, for them to come in and step up the way they did against App State, it was a true testament to who they are as athletes and as people. And then as these last couple practices and weeks have gone by, they've been in the film room, they've been in the weight room, they've been developing their bodies, their minds, and getting out there, and we've been developing that chemistry. And I've been telling them the kind of how I see it, and then they've been telling me kind of something they're comfortable with. So just communicating and being on the same page has been huge for us. And as we grow and continue to practice up until the bowl game, it'll only get better.
Sounds like you might have a few guys coming back. The coach said Marcus is on the mend, looking pretty good. OJ looks like he might be able to play. Gerald Green might be back. So the opportunity to get some of those guys back has got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, next man up has been our mentality all season long. So it doesn't matter who walks out there. We got 11 guys, and I'm taking my 11 guys over everybody else. But to get some of those guys back, to have another opportunity to put some film out there for themselves, but also to help this team get a bowl win. I'm really excited for those guys.
Spending Christmas away from home, I guess your family might be up there. I guess there might be some families that are going to make the trip. But what are there plans? Have you guys already made plans for what you're going to do on Christmas?
Yeah, so this will actually be my second Christmas in Montgomery in the last 3 years. So that's kind of interesting. But, yeah, my mom and dad both and my sister will both be down there. Some of my friends might make the trip as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. And as for plans on Christmas, I mean, we're just going to go we're going to, play it by ear and see what kind of things we have to do for the team, but also any free time I get I want to spend with my family.
For Christmas in Montgomery once again.
Absolutely.
Did you think that would happen?
Never in my life did I ever think that that'd be a two-time thing. So.
Dillon, finishing off your career, this will for sure. I mean, I know last year you thought maybe this will be my last game. This is going to for sure be your last college game. How are you feeling about this? How are the seniors that are, that took an extra year, that took a chance on coach and being able to do this? How are you guys feeling right now?
Man, I'm feeling very grateful. That's the first word that come to my head when you ask me that question. I'm feeling very grateful, man, for this opportunity and for this chance to do it all again as a Georgia Southern Eagle. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's special. And, right now, I don't want to think about, what's going to happen after the last game or anything coming. I just want to live in every moment, every second of this until it ends. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be special. We plan on going out to Birmingham. No, Montgomery, my fault. Montgomery, and having some fun, man, and bringing that thing home.
As far as the defense goes, how are you guys feeling right now, just in general? I know there's been some games where you guys have given up yardage, but maybe not as many points, of bend but not break. How are y'all feeling going to the Buffalo, and what kind of problems do they present?
We're feeling good. We're feeling more confident than ever, matter of fact. bowl games are fun because it's a chance to get more preparation and, roll into spring and then the next season and getting the young guys reps and things like that. And as a defense, like I said, we're feeling good. Yesterday we had a full pad practice and everybody was flying around. As far as scheme and everything, man, we got a pretty good game plan. Coach Harris doing a great job and the staff. And like I said, we're feeling good and just ready to go get after it.
Yeah, with Kyle having played at Buffalo, has he been giving you any intel about what you might be able to expect? Is there anything you're doing in practice that is sort of Buffalo specific because he's coming over from there?
Yeah, no doubt. He's been great for us. Like I said, coming from Buffalo, knowing everything, we definitely got an advantage of that. And having practice and things. It's good. I can't speak on too much of that, but yeah, he's been giving us some advantages, and things that we can use to come out with a win.
I know Josh asked Kyle this question, but as excited as you are to play in the bowl game, I know spending Christmas on the road, maybe away from family, never an easy thing.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that as a team? Like, what's your kind of philosophy on, maybe being away from family over Christmas?
Yeah, this actually be my first time ever experiencing like playing football and Christmas. I'm excited. I'm pumped. You know what I'm saying? And to be with the brothers, with the brotherhood. To be my coaches, to be with my fans and things like that. My wife's going to be at the game. It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited, and all the guys are too.
It's kind of closer to where you're from.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is your family going to be there? Have you guys talked at all about what you're going to do on Christmas?
Yes, sir. As far as my family, some of them gonna come, some of them not gonna be able to make it. It's Christmas, holidays. It's a lot of things going on, and who would have thought somebody would be playing football? You know what I'm saying, during the holidays. But we're gonna enjoy it.
I asked Kyle a similar question. What's the team's mindset, mentality, and you can even speak from a defensive perspective. Heading into that big game.
Yeah. The mindset is the mindset that has been all season. Let's go play football to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're preparing. We're preparing to go out there and showcase what Georgia Southern football is all about. Showcase our culture. And what a better way to do it. And what a better way to do it for Kyle. Playing against his old school and things like that. It's gonna be fun, man. What a great opportunity.
Coach mentioned there's like a get-to mentality between the group, and do you think that's helping fuel the energy that we saw on the practice field today?
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? We get to do this, man. This thing, football is a blessing, man, and it teaches you so many life lessons. Man, I feel so prepared for life after football because of what I had to go through during football, you know what I'm saying? And, the guys are pumped. Like I said, even though it's on Christmas and things like that, we're going to go out there and have fun, and we're going to go out there and win a football game. And like I said, showcase what Georgia Southern football is all about. And it's great, you know what I'm saying, for the younger guys to have more opportunities to practice and more opportunities to get game-like experience and things like that, man. It's going to be great.
Do you graduate at the end of this semester or at the end of the spring semester?
I graduated in December.
Oh, you graduate. So will this kind of be your last Georgia Southern experience? Like, are you sort of gone from the university after this, or do you still have like a couple months?
Yeah, this will be my last Georgia Southern football experience. I am in a master's program, and I'm back and forth on whether I want to finish it or not. I think I'm going to finish it, though, so I'll be around.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
You'll see my face a lot more.
The question I was going to ask is, I know for you and for a lot of other guys, they'll have, maybe one semester, maybe a couple semesters to be at Georgia Southern without being a football player for the first time.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Have you thought about what that's going to be like?
Right, I'll be around. I'm excited to be a fan. I'm excited to be on the other side of it, you know what I'm saying? And just watching this program grow, man, it's amazing. It has gotten crazy since I've been here, within my 5-6 years here. It's growing every year, and it's just continuously getting better and better, man. I'm gonna be here. You're gonna see my face a lot more.
Dillon, you mentioned about Kyle. Given the opportunity to beat his old team, is that something you guys have talked about? And I know Kyle means a lot. It seems like not just to the offensive, but the defensive players as well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It just brings. It's not just a game; it brings meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? And what a great way! What a great way to go out. To go against a team that you know what I'm saying he used to lead, and now being on this team, and Ain't no better way to go out than winning.